That final rescue and what happened right afterward was a disaster narrowly averted. Tonight, all 12 young soccer players and their coach are free. They're safe. The whole world watching and waiting after they were first discovered there. Then, of course, that international crew of divers and engineers plotting to get them out. The last 4 boys and their coach were rescued today. And the 4 Thai Navy SEALs who had stayed with them all that time after first discovering them in the cave, giving a thumbs up. Tonight, we have new reporting on this final rescue, the medication given to the boys to keep them from panicking on their way out, and what we've just learned, what happened in that cave right after the boys were rescued. ABC's James Longman leading us off tonight from the scene.
This dark and perilous cave, a stifling home for the remaining 4 boys and their soccer coach. 10:08 this morning, the last rescue, 19 divers heading back in. The trip just as frightening, just as dangerous, the threat of rain looming. The cave's a labyrinth of twisting tunnels. Rescue workers seen wading in murky water up to their necks. The swim out in near total darkness. And tonight, we're learning all the boys were given medication to keep them from panicking. At times, the passageways so narrow, they travelled single file. Teams of 2 divers pairing with each boy, one behind for support, the other in front carrying their oxygen tanks. Then, one by one, we saw convoys moving down the mountain to the helicopters standing by. Volunteers rejoicing at the news. The coach, weaker than all those boys, evacuated.
Just behind me, they are the flashing lights. That is the police escort waiting for the last ambulance.
This rescue faster than the others. This morning, we made a promise to get 9 people out, the governor saying, and we did it. These Navy SEAL divers and medic waiting to leave until everyone was safe, giving a thumbs up tonight. They stayed with boys in the cave since they were found over a week ago.
How many of you?
The once unthinkable, now a miraculous reality. The last ambulance arriving at the hospital after 18 days, jubilation in the streets. Tonight, Thailand's most precious soccer team reunited under isolation in the hospital. 2 of the children have pneumonia and they are highly susceptible to infection, and their diet, bland foods, with a treat of bread and chocolate. But a health official saying they will not be allowed direct contact with visitors until their blood tests come back, meaning another agonizing wait for their parents who haven't held their sons in over 2 weeks. They are grateful for the hundreds who volunteered on this mountain.
The cave is just up this road, but for days this has been blocked off. They haven't allowed press in here.
We passed so many on the road, exhausted but smiling. Trucks of Navy SEALs driving away to cheers of those nearby. Finally heading home, their mission complete.
And James Longman joins us tonight from outside the cave there. James has been on the scene for days. What an incredible day today. We can actually hear the rain falling behind you. And we're learning tonight that the parents of the children are still waiting to see their boys, but that those parents had also written a letter to the coach.
That's right, David. The letter was written while the team was still trapped. The parents saying, quote, "We're not mad at you at all. Do take good care of yourself and don't forget to cover yourself with a blanket as the weather is cold. We're worried." Those parents clearly grateful the coach cared so deeply for their children. David.
James Longman leading us off tonight. James, our thanks to you. And I mentioned you could hear the rain there right behind James. That's not the only thing that happened right after this rescue was completed. We learned tonight of new details of what took place right after those boys were pulled out when divers went in to try to retrieve all of the equipment. So let's get right to ABC's Matt Gutman, who talked with Thai authorities. And Matt, this was really something, what they told you.
That's right, David. When the operation got underway, it was raining harder than it is right now. And according to those Thai military officials who were directly involved in the operation, after those Navy SEALs and the other rescuers got those 4 boys, the coach, and those 4 Thai Navy SEAls out of the cave, other rescuers and about 80 or 90 Thai Navy SEAls were in there picking up all their equipment when suddenly that main pump that had been taking out hundreds of millions of gallons over the past 2.5 weeks gave way. Suddenly, the 3rd cavern began to fill with water, then the 2nd, then the 1st. And the SEALs and the other rescuers had to flee for their lives, had to abandon all of their equipment, leaving hundreds of air tanks behind. They told me it was incredibly harrowing and it was a disaster nearly averted, David.
Wow, Matt Gutman, James Longman, our thanks to our entire team on the ground and the heroic work of all of those divers. And tonight, right here, step by step, this triumphant rescue, 18 days, and the boys, their families, and how they ended up at that cave in the first place. A remarkable special edition of 2020 tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you then.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.